Hi everyone, it's Alicia Brasher here at Cosmic Gateway. Hope you're doing well. Wow, I don't even know where to begin. It's been a wild ride over the last couple of weeks. Now back in Melbourne after being away working on the retreat in India, which was absolutely amazing. But it's also nice to be home. And the irony is, it was a lot cooler in India than what it was in Melbourne. So we've certainly had some really extreme weather and everywhere around the world. Currently we're having a massive heat wave in Australia, and I know it's freezing temperatures in the States, so it's all a bit crazy going on. And that's just really relative to what's happening in our energy experience, our ascension process, and our emotions, and like the energy grids of the earth, and everything's being really stirred up, especially after we move through the eclipse. There's so much I could say, and I'm going to try and make this, as I say every week, going to try and make it short. Um, but I guess one of the things, a couple of things that I do want to say is that, you know, yesterday was probably one of the most intense, rapid purges that I've had in a very, very long time. And kind of reflecting on that early hours this morning when I woke up, and it was like, it's kind of, for me, I see it as a good dose of compassion serum, because when you get to a point where you're kind of in this okay place, and you're, for the most part, quite in a balanced state, or you're in that kind of neutral place of, anything anything that comes, it's not good or bad, it just is. And then to go through the last couple of days that I've had coming back, I've had pretty intense um physical symptoms and emotion, and it's a really beautiful serum of compassion, because it's not like you forget what it's like, but it's just a little reminder of what so many other people are going through. And as we collectively more awaken, a lot of people are going through that really fast tracked ascension phase and awakening, and it can feel very scary and isolated, and very nothing makes sense to the logical mind, the lower 3D mind, because it's not meant to, and that's really what it's felt like in over the last couple of days. I know that I've been in that very low kind of 3D headspace, and that's not, um, you know, where you get that clarity of understanding what's actually happening. But I understand that I believe that I understand the process is that because we're clearing um, so many outdated programs and conditioning from a conscious level, you know, we're unwiring that. So therefore, we're not connected in, because there's this process of releasing, out of the crown and third eye, and it feels like a lot of activity in the higher chakras. And so when we release, what happens is we make way to create new space for new energy and new levels of consciousness to always come in, and it's an ongoing process. So yeah, it was pretty intense for me. I actually didn't think that I'd be making any videos this week. But, beautifully just woke up this morning and felt that shift come through. I actually felt it before I went to bed, and I felt, as it does, that intensity builds up, that pressure cooker energy of everything's like pouring out, and then it's like, then the release comes, and then we elevate a little bit more, and we go on that constant spiral of ascension pathway. So I'm so glad to be here and doing these videos, because I so much enjoy doing them for all of you. And I just want to say a massive shout out and thank you to everyone, to wake up this morning and see that Cosmic Gateway has hit 10,000 followers is just makes my heart sing. And I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I don't see it as followers in a conventional sense. I see it as a tribe. I see it as a community that support one another, and ultimately I guess that's what I've always wanted to do. And when I embarked on creating Cosmic Gateway, it was kind of never the intention, to have a conventional kind of business model. It was more about wanting to share, because I knew that you know, my experiences could help people, and it was just that wanting to be in service. And you know, this has been an amazing ride, and it's at this point exceeded all my expectations, and I'm greatly humbled and appreciative to each and every one of you. And you know, thank you for being a part of this tribe, and thank you for playing your role and playing your part. And you know, I know that each one of us have that ripple effect, and you know, we're all connected, and that's been a massive theme, especially this morning, is the interconnectedness of it all. You know, and each one of you that comments and shares and likes and you know, tags people in posts, you know, it's just that ripple effect. And the input that you all put into sharing your experiences helps each and every one of us to understand and better navigate through this very exciting time. Um, so a couple of other things that have come to mind is, you know, we're moving into February 2019, and you know, January was slow moving and fast moving all at once. But it feels like February is going to fly by. It really does. And I often look at the similarities between the years gone by, and it feels like, especially over the last kind of 3 or 4 years, it feels like each year has particular tones to it, has particular themes to it. And I feel like every year kind of is edging us forward and preparing us for what's to come in the following year. And so we get a little taste of it, we have a small experience of it, um, and it just kind of preps us. And that's kind of what it feels like. So as I was reflecting on what I could remember of February last year, I remember it was a very fast-paced month, a lot happening, and a lot of very, very potent, high kind of bliss energy that came into the planet. It was quite profound. So, and also I remember that kind of moving into this space, there was a lot of profound dreams, and I was kind of documenting a lot of New Earth and 5D dreams that I was having, and there was so many messages coming in. And once again, here we are in the last week. I mean, dream space has been off the charts. I know not just me, I know that so many of you are having that experience, and so much profound information and experiences and preparation and energy work. It's just, it feels like there's so much preparation. And so in the middle of the purging, you know, we have this awareness of something really magnificent, you know, flooding through and coming through to us individually and collectively. So it is a beautiful time. I send my love and support and gratitude to you all, and hope that you're doing well and being able to support yourself through these very intense times. So keep in mind that wherever you're at is exactly where you're meant to be at. Um, and you know, when you're going through those intense times of purging and it feels like it's never going to end, you know, this too shall pass, you know, is a great term to keep in mind. And just know that, you know, each intensity that we move through, you know, just allows us to shed another layer and release some of the density within our energy field, to incorporate more light, to adjust, and to move through this ascension process as Gaia is as well. And we're all doing it together. So, you know, in those times, I always try and, where I can, you know, take in the vastness of the bigger picture, and it kind of just puts everything into context. So, anyway, let's get on with it. This will be the intuitive guidance insights for February, first week of February 2019. This card here, this will be A. So tune in to which one is calling you. This will be B. And lucky last, C. There we go. All right, wonderful. Well, thank you once again for tuning in. Remember to select the link below for the individual reading. If you are interested in any of the sessions that I offer, I'll put the details and all the links in the description box below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to work with you if you feel called and guided to do so. If not, have an amazing week, and I will connect with you next week. Mwah! Much love.